Let's go to our panel, former Victorian Liberal Party President Michael Kroger and former Labor advisor, now a fellow at the McKell Institute, Darren Barnett. Great to see you both. Michael, I was really interested to hear something that Anthony Albanese, I think he was talking to Peter Stefanovic when he said this morning, that he's actually closer to Peter Dutton and gets on with him better than the predecessor in Scott Morrison. I think Albanese is one person who will not be underestimating Peter Dutton as opposition leader, Michael.
Well, mate, over the years, the left here and internationally have underestimated Conservatives leaders. Reagan and Thatcher and Boris Johnson, the obvious examples overseas. George Bush Sr., George Bush Jr., obviously, and then in the state, Henry Bolte, Bjelke Peterson. When Bjelke Peterson was made Premier, they said this bloke won't last 6 months. He'd certainly never win an election. You go to John Howard, Tony Abbott. Peter Dutton is not to be underestimated. I'll tell you what Peter Dutton won't do. He won't fall into the trap of being seen to take the party to the right. He will pick issues which aren't either left or right within the Liberal Party. And that's what he'll do. So, for example, if you pursue nuclear energy as an option, is that a moderate position or a Conservative position? It's neither. And so I would think Peter Dutton's smart enough to pick issues which are neither. And that will dry up so much of the media commentary, which is, he'll take, who are obsessed with, is he going to go left or right, mate?
Yeah, that's a fair call, Darren. Barnett, as Michael makes that point. The other thing that was pointed out to me by a Liberal still in the Parliament who said that when we regroup, we have to focus on them. Let's look at the Albanese model of doing things, because that worked pretty effectively over the last few years. Focus on the government.
That's true, but you've got to have your own internals where everyone can get along to the degree of maintaining a public face that is acceptable to voters. And frankly, last time Labor was in government, we could not hold the show together, and we paid a price for that. Now, Anthony Albanese has done a great job of unity during opposition. I imagine he will do the same in government, but that unified presentation means a lot to voters, and it means you can talk about the things that you want to talk about rather than having other people commentating on your own internals. So, look, the winners are grinners.
Surely given recent history of the Labor Party and the trauma a lot of these individuals went through not that long ago when they ripped each other apart, firstly. Secondly, Albanese is the fourth person since World War II in Labor to win from opposition. I think he's going to be in a good position to keep that unity in place, Darren.
I 100% agree with you, and more importantly than that, I hope that we are correct, that wise heads should prevail, and being in government is such a wonderful position to be in that hopefully it won't be a derailing from our own side. But early signs are good, no obvious errors, lots of unity, good relationship with President Biden, the front five who've been signed in, all competent and on top of their briefs. It's been a very good week one, in my view.